Hi there everyone, this is Man Called Sam coming back to you with another iRacing video. Today we're going over practicing in iRacing. What's the best ways to do it, what's some tips to do it, how can you improve on your driving time, lap time, all that. We're going to go over that in today's video. Today's video is taken directly out of my live stream. If you want to see my live stream, go over to twitch.tv/mancalledsam where you can see a whole bunch of racing content plus a variety of other games that I do play. I also want to mention that MCS Racing has officially launched. We have our own league in iRacing now. So if you want to join that, come in. Our goal is to help old and new drivers get the most out of their driving experience. And we just want to be a fun group where you can find people to drive with, find people to practice with, share tips, share anything that you wish to do in racing, and just enjoy your time doing it. So I hope you all enjoy this video. I hope you find some good full tips in this video, and I'm going to kick it back to the live stream right now. Okay, so first things first when we're starting these practices is go ahead and get ourselves out on the track. I'm going to get myself up to second gear already coming out of here, and we're not going to leave second gear for our first 1 to 2 laps around the track. We want to stay in second gear, and there's a reason for this. The reason why we want to stay in second gear is, one, it allows us to go around the track slowly and learn the track, learn the braking points, learn the turns and everything else like that. And two, what this does is it tells me of any turns on this track that I need to make slower than second gear. So like this turn up here is one that you have to slow down for in second gear. And so I know I can't hit that in full force. We're going to continue on with this, and we're trying to, we are trying to do the best drive lane that we can while doing this. And so we're just going to keep this going, and we're going to go all the way through the track like this. Never getting out of second. We can floor second and get to our rev limiter on second. That's fine, but we're not going up to third. Because if I ever spin out, if I ever go off track or anything like that, and I do it in second gear, I know that I'm going way too fast, and so I can already start to predetermine what I need to do on each corner here. So coming up on this, so that one, I can do it in a second, but I'm going to need to slow it down just a little bit in order to get the optimal turn out of there. Even though that wasn't that bad of a turn. Okay, so we just finished our first lap, but we're not going to stop just yet because we haven't done this turn here. Which, again, this one's just simple and easy. Ba-doom, ba-doom. And we just passed where we came out on the lap, so now we have done a full actual lap around. So what we're going to do next is we're going to stop the car completely. We're going to test drive, so it doesn't matter where we stop. Going to hold escape, get out of here. And then we're going to rewind this all the way back. Okay, now that we're here, there's a couple things I'm going to point out. This is something that I do in my practice races. People do this differently than all others. I like to stay on the chopper camera because it gives me a good enough high up view that I can see the whole track, but it's not like the blimp where I'm up here. We're going to do chopper, and we're going to press play on this, and we're going to let this go. Speed this up just a little bit. Okay, we're on the track, so we're going to go, and now we're just going to watch what we did. And we're going to see what our drive line looks like on this first time and how we can improve it. So we're coming on that turn. That was a nothing turn. It doesn't particularly matter besides positioning with other cars. Good entry and exit on that one. Come to this one. That was, I'm happy with how that turn went. And the good thing about this, I don't have to worry about what speed I'm going at any of this because I know that I'm in second gear this whole time. I see that my custom racing helmet's on my head, which is nice. Hitting the red limiter there, so I know that I'm on top speed in second coming into here. Okay, I can be a little bit tighter there. The second, the coming off on the second turn wasn't that bad. Not that bad. It could be a little bit tighter, but it's not that bad. And that one's definitely one that was going to have to be taken in second. So we're going to test this again, and this time we're actually going to go full force. Hey, so this is Man Called Sam. I'm cutting into this video right here to clarify on something that I realized when I was watching this over during my editing phase. Is that when I was talking about going full force on the track the second time, I'm not meaning go full out as fast as you can over each corner. I mean actually trying to race it in a competent manner and not take it slow. I just wanted to clear that up because watching this and going through it, I don't want to have any confusion there about saying going full force and then you're going to watch me race and be like, that is not full force, man. So just want to clear that up. We're going to make a whole bunch of mistakes in this. But we need to figure out what our limits are on this track, and we need to figure out the limits in this car. Now, this is a condensed version of how I do my practices. I normally do that initial lap a couple of times. But for the stream, I'm limiting it just a bit. Now, coming through here, we're going to take this on the third, because we know on the second it was bad. Then we got to stop. Perfect. I noticed in my drive line that would be a better line to go up on the right side, not the left side. Now I know that this corner, oop, too much and spun out. We're fine. And that's what's going to happen in these practice races, that we're going to do that. We're going to crash out. But what we need to immediately do is watch the replay and see what happened. So we just made a mistake on track, we crashed out, and now I know I was going too fast. But what I don't know is where's that braking point? Where am I supposed to go slower? So we come around that corner, and I see on the right that there's a, yeah, look at that. That's just where we messed up. So I see on the right that there's a turn sign. So now I have a marker on track. Great, yeah. So we're going to go through this again. So there it is. There's that sign. It's coming right at us. At this point, I'm going to brake. Go down the third. Go down the second. Not the most beautiful turn. And we messed up. So we just did that wrong. We're still going to watch the replay of that, though. See exactly how we went wrong. Coming up. There's our brake point, so we start braking down here. Okay, so I think it was just my shifting technique caused that. But so the point of doing this style of practicing like this and always resetting after each crash and not just carrying through is that we want to get these corners right and we want to get the full track right. And so if we're messing up on the first couple corners, we need to fix that before we do anything else. So first corner coming up, that's fine. Come up here, white line, brake, go into second. Turn it through, a little bit slow, but that doesn't matter. We're perfecting the corners here. Now here we can go up on third, cut right when we hit that line. Stay on the right side. That way when we get up here, cut in. Now this time, instead of braking hard, I'm going to coast, brake a little bit, take it in third, and there we go. Okay, we're doing good. Go up to fourth here, come to another turn that I'm going to have to slow down for. We're going to go down to third, and third's too high. Third's too high for that turn, which is good to know now. Which means that I have to take this turn coming up here on this straightaway in second. So watching us come up, you'll see way too much power that we couldn't correct our turn going in, and it's just going to cause us to crash. We're going to crest new car because we did take a pretty good hit on that one, and we're going to continue going through this. See if we can make it up to that corner again without any mistakes. Now for this one, yeah, even slowing down. Okay, so I got to brake a lot more and slow down a lot more for that one. Under the car loop, there's the end of the spots. Yep. Okay. Press again. We have our trouble corner. And in every track you get on, every track you practice on, you're going to find one of these corners that is either going to slow you down a whole bunch, or it's just going to take you a good long while to figure out how to nail it correctly. And that's fine. This is why we're in a test drive. We're not in an official practice with other people. We're not worrying about how to race with positioning right now. All we're learning about is how to handle this car on this track the best way possible. So I'm going to brake early. A little bit too much on the clutch there. And we went off. So we need to figure out where that braking point is on this turn. Now for this one, because of the camera angle, I'm going to go on chase. And see exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going wrong. If I'm overturning, where am I overturning? So I think I need to go a little bit further up before I turn in. And I need to make sure that I get down to second before that. Let's go. Now for this one, I'm just going to stay in third too here. So I know we're all going to have to slow down anyway in this race. And there we go. So not staying in third was the trick that really helped us on that corner there. And it's things like that that you pick up doing this type of practicing. Now we're coming through here and we finish the lap and we got the starter corner here. I'm going to try it in fourth because it's a wide, but it's not wide enough and this car is not good enough to do that. But that's fine. We know we just got to take down the third. It's a wide corner. I'm not too worried about it. This one we can take into fourth, come down here, boom, boom. And now we have a ghost in front of us. This is going to help us see our pacing and how we're doing on these corners and our exit timing on everything. Because every time we do better, we're going to have a better ghost. We're also going to see where I braked before. Too much, too quick. I downshifted too quickly on that turn. We saved the car. We don't need to replace it. In a real race, if we did that by accident, we got knocked off, we could easily get back onto the track. We would lose a whole bunch of time in positioning, but we wouldn't damage the car. Which, if you're going to crash off the track or anything, try your best to save the car. Don't, just because this is a sim racer, think, well, I'm just going to let it crash in and stop itself. No, save the car. Because in certain races, you're not going to be able to pit. And you're not going to be able to get that fixed. Or if you do try to get that fixed, there's going to be a 2-minute wait time in the pit, which you're out of the race. Like, there's... Making up 2 minutes is good luck. I'm going to take this in a low third. Not even worry about getting down to second. Back down to third. Hit the brakes a little bit going in. We hit it too fast. Try to save the car. No, we're just sliding way too out. So let's see what we did wrong there. Way too fast. Couldn't turn in enough. That's the thing. These Mazdas aren't the best. Keeping it in the low third. And the reason why we're keeping the low third and not trying to go down to second is because every single time we tried to get in second, we kept on spinning ourselves out, which means that we just did not have enough time to maintain that speed and kill that speed. Just like this corner. I'm just going to save it and move on just so we can keep this little lesson going. But to that corner, I'm definitely going to have to slow down a lot. I can take it in a low third, but I need to look at my actual speed going through that and see what speed is too high. Okay, going through on third. It's a little bit tighter than I thought. We're still good though. Got no off-track limiter there, so we hit the side pretty well. I'm going to keep this in third going through here. Brake on that, hit it down to second, turn in. A little bit too much on that turn in, but we're fine. Actually, hold on. What was our speed on that? And that's why looking at the replays, look at the replays, people. Look at the replays. Watch the replays. You have information all over here telling you exactly what's happening. So tapped on the brake. Cut in close. Got down to 69.70. 76 coming out. Okay. Coming through here. Let's see what we did on this turn on this lap. Too fast. Ooh. Gotta perfect working on that corner. But hey, that's why this is practice. That's why we're doing this. It does not matter if we don't make every corner perfectly the first time, the second time, or even the third time. As long as we're improving on what we're doing and we're not just making the same exact mistake every time. Trial and error, folks. Okay, push in. We got a 5-second lead over our previous best lap time. Now again, we're not necessarily going full force out on this. We're not trying to go full force out on this because you're not learning everything if every single time you're making the same mistakes. So that I braked too late, and that's what caused me to have to slow down even more to reach that corner. So I'm not optimally hitting that corner. Go with the force just for a second. Really slowed that down into second to get into that. Okay, this corner, I'm gonna try. Yeah, nope, you can't hit it on fourth at all. It's just way too much speed. Good to know, good to know. And that's practice. That's what practice is in iRacing, at least for me. It's different for everybody. And I'm a personal believer of that you spend at least 20 minutes a day. Like, that's all you really need to practice, right? And you don't just hit the track and reset every single time you mess up and then never change, never look back at what you're doing. People really try to be like, I want to get the fastest lap time I can get on my first time on this track with a car I don't know. And it's like, that's great. Every driver in the world wants that. Like, that's what we all want to do. But that's not how the world works. That's not how car works. That's not how racing works. It's practice, practice, practice. Take it slow, take it easy. So, I mean, the professionals you're seeing on these tracks, on these cars, like when you get into the real high-level racing, those folks have spent thousands of hours in each car. Like, they know the car inside and out. They know how the car can handle the turn. They can look at a turn and realize, hey, this is how this car is supposed to handle this turn. And when you're just getting into this game, or there's a new track, the tracks get updated and so all the races move to a different track, and you don't know that track, give it a week. Or not give it a week, give it a couple days and test it out. Figure out the track, learn it, like, know every turn, be able to see every turn inside your head almost. If you really want to get into racing and you really want to improve the best you can. Time and dedication, learning how to do each corner. And then once you get comfortable with the corner, you get comfortable enough, that's when you start hitting it harder and harder and harder. Until you get to, okay, this is for me the best I can get this lap. I always want to hit that corner in fourth. It's a very misleading corner. And this is the things that I've struggled a lot with in iRacing too, is misleading corners, of not reading corners correctly. It's a skill I need to work on a lot better and realize, like, the extreme angle of some of these. They might be super wide corners, but that doesn't mean that you can go through it at 100 miles an hour. You want to see a marketable, what's the phrase I'm looking for? I guess these are a drastic improvement in your racing all together. This is how you do it. There's no other way. There's no gear. There's nothing else that can do that for you. But this is tried and true and tested way of practicing. And every practice is going to be different depending on the driver. Nobody does it the same. 115 on this. That's not bad. Not bad from where I started off to where I am. But then once you get comfortable with the track, once you get comfortable with the corners and everything, stop resetting and just keep going. And go and go and go. And what I do on these little things is if I'm spending 20 minutes, the first 5 minutes or the first 2 laps are me going slowly around and watching the replays. And after that, I spend enough time to learn the corners, and whatever time I have left over, say it's 10 minutes or something, I'll run those in just non-stop laps. Because I want to start my body to build up the muscle memory of how to do this correctly, so that my reaction times improve on each corner. I know where I'm braking, I know what speed I'm hitting. That was a phenomenal corner. We're gonna have to watch that replay on that. I picked a new brakes point on that corner, just for that reason. Brake a little bit more. No off track. Okay, we're good. So now we're taking a lap at speed now with that good first corner. But are we gonna lose it? Maybe. A little bit of cutting, but we're good. Took that last corner in the chicane a little bit too fast, which is fine. There we go. Cut a second off our lap time. What is this? 36 minutes? And just 36 minutes of practicing on this track, from where we started to where we ended. We cut up a lot of time. And we're getting closer and closer to that optimal time. And that's practicing in iRacing. That's what this is. That's how you do this. That's how at least I do this. Again, I don't want to speak for everyone and say like this is how you should do it, but this is what works for me. And that's the way anyone can really answer it, is you find what works for other people, you attribute it to your own practice, and then you kind of get rid of what doesn't work for you. Certain things don't work for certain people, and that's perfectly understandable. Like with me, I like to watch all my track races or all my replays whenever I can. Thank you all for checking out this video. This has been a blast to make. iRacing and driving sims in general have just been so fun to kind of dive into and fully immerse myself in, and I'm having a blast doing it. Remember, if you want to check out any of these videos live, you want to see racing tips done live, races done live, anything that's done live, and you want to see it, www.twitch.tv/mancalledsam to see all that. We not just do racing, we do other games there too. It is a fun time. Come check it out and be a part of the family. It is fun. I hope that you all found this useful. I hope you all take bits out of this and add it to your own practice, and I hope to see you all on the track someday soon. It's going to be a blast racing against you. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.